The new Formula One launch event has sparked quite the speak in the paddock, dividing opinions, in preference to uniting them on one factor. You have Toto Wolff, who, as anticipated, is embracing the changes with open arms, always welcoming innovation and entertainment in the sport. However, on the opportunity aspect we're given Max Foran, who has in no way been shy about his disdain for a few factor that turns F1 right into a circus act. The reigning global champion is firmly towards the new format, sticking to his belief that Formula One should be about herbal racing, and now not flashy gimmicks. However, right, here's the actual query: is this new event truly a wonderful difficulty for the game, or is it just a few different, needless spectacles? Some of the drivers have already weighed in at the trouble, and let's truly say, their responses had been more explosive than predicted. Formula One first added again in November that the traditional way of exposing cars is definitely overhauled for the 2025 season in area of companies, in my opinion, imparting their new challenges at their private tempo. There will now be a centralized authorized release occasion held on the O2 Arena in London, and proper. Here's the factor: each group is needed to carry a mock-up of their 2025 vehicle, whether or not they select it, or now not. The event is set for February 18th actually, 1 week earlier than preseason. Finding out kicks off in Bahrain, consistent with the powers that be in F1. The antique car release layout has come to be stale and uninspiring, so they decided it turned into time for a grand refresh. Of course, F1 has had its honest share of awesome vehicle release occasions within the past. McLaren's 1997 unveiling station of the maximum memorable offering, none apart from the Spice Girls acting the hit song Wannabe in advance, then some light-hearted antics with drivers David Card and Ma Hainan. Then there was Jordan's iconic 2002 launch, which come to be instantly out of a Hollywood film. Inside the middle of what regarded like a normal occasion at Brussels Airport, a surprising declaration got here via the control tower. A very unique shipping has arrived for Mr. Jordan moments. Later, a huge cargo jet finished a dramatic low-degree flyby in advance, then touchdown because the plane taxied, toits unique. Stand its cargo doors opened, revealing the fashionable Jordan EJ12, who have to forget about such an entrance. However proper. Here's the issue: those activities happened in a time at the same time as agencies had huge budgets to throw at extravagant launches with the creation of the charge cap. Even the most critical agencies have to carefully undergo in mind wherein they allocate their budget. This has delivered on a few alternatively uninspiring launches in present-day years, mainly for the smaller organizations who surely do now not have the belongings to location on a grand show. Alpine, but controlled to shake matters up with their 2024 launch, which was praised because the perfect blend of showmanship and substance, constant with the race rider Mitchell Mom. Alpine's display became an excellent combo of the entirety we need from a launch, a chunk of show, but not something as ostentatious as remaining 365 days. But now not all of us is on board with F1's modern-day strive. At Spectacle, Max Foran never need to mince his phrases within the path of a Q&A session. For his online racing group Redline Bappen became requested approximately his thoughts on the modern-day release event. His response: I do not know. Recognize what's F175, while he become knowledgeable of the data. His solution end up even extra brutal. I desire I'm ill that week of direction, whether or not, or no longer. He likes it or not, all corporations and drivers might be contractually obligated to wait. However, Varen's response come to be absolutely individual. He has usually been outspoken. Approximately his dislike for a few aspect that takes away from the natural essence of racing. Martin Brundle, who often speaks with the modern-day grid, praise for Sten's honesty, saying he prefers the Dutchman's straightforwardness over the Commons. Media-polished responses we get from extraordinary drivers inside the intervening time. McLaren, the reigning constructor champions, have already turned out to be the #1 organization, to show their 2025 car, giving fanatics a sneak peek earlier. Of the O2 Arena occasion, they ran the MCL 39 in a shakedown at Silverstone, with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri splitting the 200 kilometers of accredited tune time, but there was a twist in place of unveiling their real livery. McLaren opted for a hanging geometric camo layout in solar sunglasses of papaya and black, a clever circulate to preserve their final layout. Under wraps till the reputable occasion. In the meantime, Toto Wolff is involved in it. I expect it's far amazing. It's miles almost like a race weekend. We are all coming collectively after the season. Each crew, every motive force, the Mercedes boss, said there can be thousands of media coverage, new libraries on show, and sure, possibly a few hardcore fans may be a hint disenchanted, now not to appearance the very last versions of the automobiles, but genuinely you may no longer see the actual element until attempting out is over, except drawing a evaluation to American Sports Wolf. Added, the hints are sturdy, and it is a piece just like the NFL draft, sincerely with slightly lower stakes. We want to be selling this, and we have to be making. Trying out a bigger deal too. I anticipate Stefano Dominic Ali and Liberty Media are doing an outstanding activity with that. Judging via rate tag profits, most enthusiasts appear to agree. The occasion supplied out its 15,000 tickets in beneath an hour-producing manner, more hype than a traditional livery launch. The joys has been further amplified through Lewis Hamilton's lovely flow into to Ferrari. This may be the #1 time fanatics get to look him. Inside the legendary overalls, and whilst it then might not be obsessed with the event, exceptional drivers are embracing the display. McLaren Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, as an example, are ready to take to the level at the O2, hoping their 2025 marketing campaign places them in the pick. Out combat. The F175 live event is ready to take area on Tuesday nighttime from 8:20 p.m. to 1,000 p.m. GMT, with all 10 groups: Alpine, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Sauber, McLaren, Mercedes Racing Bulls, Red Bull and Williams, taking the diploma to reveal their liveries for the imminent season. Every crew gets around 10 mins to showcase their format in front of 15,000 lovers at the O2 Arena Hole, with stay interviews, presenting the drivers and group ideas for those searching at domestic. The whole occasion might be streamed live on System 1's professional YouTube channel. UK site visitors also can tune in via Sky Sports, with insurance kicking off at 8 p.m. GMT on Sky Sports' fundamental event, and Sky Sports F1 within the US. ESPN holds the broadcasting rights, making it the flow to area to entice the motion stat facet, with the library well known out the way. The actual artwork begins off-evolved. Quick after preseason trying out is scheduled from Wednesday, February 26th to Friday, February 28th, with automobiles hitting the music for 8 hours each day from 7:20 a.m. to 4:00 p.m. GMT. Then it's far at once into race mode. The 2025 season formally kicks off with the Australian Grand Prix on Sunday, March 16th at 4 a.m. GMT. The O2 event isn't always pretty much the vehicles. It is also shaping as an awful lot as be a full-scale leisure spectacle, hosted with the resource of comedian and actor Jack Whitall. The show will characteristic performances from U.S. Talk Big Call Kane Brown, multi-platinum artist MGK composer, Brian Tyler's Are We Dreaming, and mythical British band. Take that alongside them, F1 TV's Laura Wintry-Weather, Ariana Bravo, and Lawrence Barretto will be handy inside the root of the night. Time to hold the enthusiasts engaged. Delight for the new season is already building, particularly for as Ole Baman and Esteban Ocon finished a private shakedown at Silverstone on Sunday, inside the team's 2025 F1 automobile. Man, who is entering into his first entire-time F1 season after making 3 appearances, remaining 12 months. which includes a superb debut for Ferrari in Saudi Arabia. We're capable of see his new LIY determined out on the O2. Meanwhile, the conflict on the front is already heating up in the paddock. F1 analyst Martin Brundle believes Lando Norris is prepared to take the combat to inform. For Verstappen, I count on Lando is aware of the way to guide from the front. Now Brundle informed Sky Sports Records. In the course of McLaren's launch, I assume he believes he can win an international championship. However, he is going to need to make stronger, get his elbows out. Perhaps even sharpen them a chunk, because of the fact it genuinely is how Max races. He's relentless, and this is why he's gained 4 right-away titles. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc is every one of a kind riding pressure along with his sights set on the perceive. And previous teammate, Carlos Sainz, thinks the Monegasque is prepared reflecting. On his time at Ferrari stated, "I've visible how appropriate Charles is. However, I've in no way been teammates with Lewis. The only actual manner to assess a stress is to race alongside them to look what they are able to do. However, when I left Ferrari, I felt that the agency and Charles had been ready to fight for a championship, and with Lewis joining that risk has only expanded with a movie big name-studded launch occasion, pre-season, trying out throughout the corner, and major rivalries. Already brewing the 2025 F1 season is shaping as masses as B1-4.